It gets very tiresome dealing with UW dialectical, Pramila Jayapal, Tulsi Gabbard, Pickett, and the Democratic Party for Donald Trump, Aaron Dixon, Rosa Clemente, Noam Chomsky, that Vijay dude, all at once in their gross determination never to admit anything at all is true. That is true, while promoting a great deal that is false when it comes to me, all in denial concerning the fact that they're in George Bush's pocket, that the whole thing is a defense routine by Denise D'Souza for Ronald Reagan, authorized by Penis Gabriel and Robert Fripp and various people working with Penis Sinfield like Alexander Dugan and Roger Waters. The concept of a exclusion mass directed at an archetype of an American liberal on whom they've declared an open season. They refuse to acknowledge anything true. I'm a 61-year-old man, but I was a very little boy when they did this to me. I thought I was the only victim, and they kept it that way. So for me, freedom of speech, I had an impacted neurocoma. Science is, Greta Thunberg is all this when it comes to science. Well, science was what did that to me, Israeli science, neuroscience. And I was up against murderers who had kidnapped and tortured me as a child. So naturally, I was looking for freedom of speech, someone to discuss this with. Oh, they got on the dolls. You have to understand, even though it evolved into the situation where they're saying Punjab that punk, the goal was not to murder me with HIV because they knew that their alibi, which was that they were running an experience park program, depended on them being able to say they were trying to scare me straight to protect me scientifically. Their goal was not overtly to murder me that way. It was to get me to commit suicide. Yoko Ono's entire fetish was to determination to get little boy to commit suicide. That was the only way that she was ever going to revenge Tojo. And they made up all sorts of pranks. They had running from the Jewish community a smorgasbord of Chappaquiddics that they conjured up. Things that came out of me that appeared to be blasphemies. Slurs about people from India, as ugly as they were, let's be honest with what these people were doing. They're protecting those who actually started AIDS, no matter what was said about me, no matter what was said, done to me, torture, slaughtering blows to the head. I mean, these people in Seattle's Green Party have made perfectly clear that they will stop at no loathsomeness by hiring attack prostitutes to contract in my bedroom. They will stop at no loathsome. So they have the idea of a moral high ground is a laugh. Their idea of a moral high ground is who gets to laugh after being that low. These people, no matter what they did to me, no matter how horrifying it was, no matter how brutal it was, never succeeded in getting me to poison somebody the way they are defending people who used poison. They poisoned me in the mouth. So what they're doing is opportunizing on brain damage that they inflicted. That's what they're doing. Jaime Carmenel at Carnegie Mellon University's natural language systems was the perfect person to extrude John Milne's and Donald Ostro's inputs. And that's what they were doing. They were inputting memories into a neurotrauma, and then they get natural language to say, let's see what his character's really like. Start triggering seizures while saying, defend freedom of speech, Queerball, and they sent in skinhead army. These were people from Screwdriver doing horrific things in the bathrooms of Carnegie Mellon University. And who comes to their defense but Bobby Jindal? And all of these people are saying John Schulman can never be questioned because he's the most brilliant bookseller in the neighborhood. And he was ripping off Carnegie for $8 million. But they were, you're starting rumors about him. Don't start rumors about him. And his allies helping him rip off the post office start reading my mail and following it around and threatening people. And this is an apparatus that's built by Trumpy Toon and Bush that is embraced by Vijay, by Noam, by Bernie Sanders, because they refused to question Leslie Katz, who was a partner in Jabberwocky with John Schulman. Peter Balaki, it says, no, Jimmy was saying this, saying that about Leslie, saying, Deb Burnham was, in the index to jump on the. They were exploiting a neurotrauma that they had implanted. And they trot out this smorgasbord of Chappaquiddick's, oh, he said this, he said that, that's not acceptable to us, this isn't acceptable, that's actionable. And they got Texas queers to support Midori Goto and Bobby Jindal. And you're not even allowed to question.